What's up, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall market. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire community as a whole. Anyways, so as far as the market's going, I just want to say that Tesla has done a very interesting job of trying to push up to this 425 resistance. We came very close to it, and instead of holding above it, we saw Tesla reject so far. So you need to see Tesla hold around 410. If it can't, it's going to be making a move to the downside. So this is a big shift. It did make the move to the upside we were talking about. It's about 425, but it wasn't able to hold at least so far. So the question is what's going to happen from this point on? I just wanted to say that I'm seeing some headlines coming out. A lot of these reports are saying that Tesla recalled 5 million cars last year and this and that. Don't believe these pieces of news, guys, because you have to remember that the large majority of these quote unquote recalls are simply just fixed by simple software updates, and the media tends to treat Tesla very, very differently. So please keep that in mind. Don't believe articles like this. They are negative for Tesla, and we're continuing to see this affecting us. But I'm not really too worried about that. Besides that, we had the S&P Global Composite PMI reports. This was above expectations. Services PMI is also showing some strength, so this is also quite decent. It's a little bit better than before, but not really meeting expectations. As a result of this, the market did push a bit only to start slowing down as we're hitting resistance. So it's not really that significant. And now the question is what's going to happen to the charts. So technically, okay, Tesla is Tesla is technically on a downtrend. We were at the 480s. We came down, made a lower high, came down, made a lower high. And the problem with Tesla is that we're not holding above 418 very well. We need to try to get back above 410 and 418 to really start bouncing. Because we got this rejection, if we can't hold above 410 at the very least, there's going to be a risk of us returning back down to about 402 or so. That is looking more probable. And if that fails us, we're looking for essentially the 394 area, followed by where this trend line is around like the 380s. So watch this trend line very, very carefully. That's going to be our next support. Tesla's looking weaker. We were supposed to hold up and we're showing weakness compared to the market. So it is what it is. We did push as we predicted, but now the move is not lasting. As far as SPY goes, we are looking more bullish. There is tough resistance in the range we're currently in near the 599.5 to 600 area. We need to reclaim 600 to push for 602. And if we get a rejection and we lose where this trend line is, there's going to be a risk of us returning back down to 590. Not only 598, but all the way down towards like 596. So I'll be watching these levels very closely. I do want to mention that we're looking more bullish on SPY. We could be trying to surpass 600 if we continue to hold up. And overall, we did call this move. I've been saying this since over the weekend that I was expecting more upside. And lo and behold, we did that so far. But the question remains, will we hold and break 600, or do we get a rejection and lose where this trend line happens to be? I'll be watching this very, very closely. For other factors out there, we have ES, which is looking more bullish. We have this trend line of resistance around the 60-60 area. I did call out the 60-60s on ES, and we've done a great job so far. I want to see if we could hold above 60.37 and 6,000 flats. Overall, as long as we hold this, we're going to be completely fine, and I think this favors the upwards direction. For Nvda is looking a bit more bullish. With inverse head and shoulders, we've done a good job at holding above 150. As long as that holds, we're looking for 152, then 155 as our targets. So far, it remains bullish. This should not be a surprise to anyone. For Bitcoin, we broke past 100,000. As if that broke, we're looking for 102,000. We're actually above that at 102,500. That's our next resistance. If we break that, I'm looking for 104. I think that Bitcoin could be pushing higher. It's doing a good job so far as well. For NQ, we're bullish. We managed to break past our resistance that I was talking about where the trend line happened to be. So I do anticipate this is going to get close to about 21,900, right where this imbalance happens to be. 21,925, then eventually 22,000 if this continues. The QQQ has had some tough resistance at 525. I said if that broke, we're looking for 528, which is almost where we're at right now. If we break 528, we're looking for 530. Overall, we look more bullish. On Apple, we look more bullish. I want to see us try to break past 247. If that breaks, we're looking for 250. If this rejects, we're turning back down. I'm going to be looking for a test of 247. I see potential in this. So overall, it's doing quite well, and this could continue to push quite well. For the Russell, just wanted to say this is a bit more bullish. We need to try to get back above 228. Overall, it's trying to uptrend, but if we lose 225, we turn back down, and that's our range 225 and then 228. Those are going to be your support and resistance areas. So we'll see if we could break 228. Otherwise, we're just in this range. So give this some time to develop. For coin is looking a bit more bullish. We started off with this dip to fill the gap, then we bounced. So it could slowly inch its way up towards 300. If we break 295, we're looking for 300. If we lose 288, we turn back down. But I think this is favoring upside. For Amazon, we have a nice double bottom. 228 is our resistance. If that breaks, we're looking for essentially 230 as our next target. There's a nice double bottom here. I think we favor in attempts to get closer to 230. For Meta, we look a bit more bullish. We need to try to break past 625. We formed a nice double bottom. This setup was very, very nice. And we did call this out. I said that if we could break past 610, we're looking for essentially 616, then 620. Instead, we're now approaching 625. So the double bottom did pan out. And let's see if we can break past 625. Otherwise, we're doing a good job at holding up. Microsoft is looking a bit more bullish. We need to try to hold above 430. As long as we're above 430, we're looking for an attempt to get back up to about 436. If we lose 430, we turn back down. So it's still technically a bit more bullish unless we lose support. Looking at Google, we look a bit more bullish, trying to get back up to 200. We managed to break resistance at 196. So 200 is going to be our target. If we break this, we could invalidate this head and shoulders and start pushing for 202. So watch those resistance areas. And I think we're doing a great job so far. I also want to note that the VIX is looking weaker. We've rejected off our resistance. So now we're approaching this gap fill, which makes me think the market's going to push even more. So that being said, I thank you all so much for listening. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Just know the market remains bullish, and so far the bulls have a bigger edge. And as far as Tesla goes, the market is not doing the best of job at dragging Tesla up because Tesla is barely up 0.1%. Typically, it should be up over 2 to 3% on a day like this. It is showing a little bit of weakness for that reason. So we're going to be watching 410 to see if we could hold this or not. There might be a lot of shuffling here, but if we can't hold this, especially going into close, there's going to be a risk of more downside. Unfortunately, that is what's looking very probable for Tesla. We did a great job at pushing to 425. It's awesome to see Tesla, make that move. But the issue is we were not able to sustain that level. We made the move we were talking about, but we weren't able to sustain it. And sometimes that happens. I understand that sometimes, the market may do very unexpected things. Sometimes, you'd be hoping that we would hold a lot better. But unexpected pieces of news always come out for Tesla, and it's very, very known for being ridiculed by the mainstream media. They love to just, talk down about Tesla, absolutely attack it. And that's part of why we start to see, moves just like this. So with that being said, I'll try to be back in just a couple of hours to give you guys another updates. Just know that Tesla is still holding its support quite nicely. And there is that risk of it dipping lower if we can't hold 410. So I do expect it to shuffle around here for some time. But just be patient, guys. And with that being said, I'll be back very, very soon for another update. I thank you all so much for listening. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll be back very soon. And peace out.